When have you seen someone's entitlement come back to bite them? I was flying first class when an 11-year-old boy came running down the aisle, telling me he wanted my seat. He pointed right at me and said, "Dad, Mom, I want this one. Why is he sitting here?" I glanced around, confused, as his parents walked up calmly behind him. They looked wealthy and completely unfazed by their son's tantrum. A flight attendant hurried over, visibly uncomfortable, and gently asked me to move to economy. I tried explaining I'd booked this seat for the extra space to relax, but the attendant spoke to me as if I had no choice, talking about extra flight points or a free coffee I'd get during the flight as an apology. To make matters worse, the dad interrupted her. "Look, it's easier for everyone if you just move, man." I thought about arguing, making a scene, but instead, I just reluctantly grabbed my stuff. As I stood up, the kid grinned at me smugly and said loudly, "See, Dad? He knows he doesn't belong here." His parents said nothing, didn't even glance my way, just ushered him into my seat. Settling into economy, I tried shaking it off, but throughout the flight, I heard that same kid's voice whining loudly, demanding snacks, extra pillows, complaining about everything. Each time I walked past for the restroom, he'd smirk and loudly mock my clothes, telling other passengers how he kicked me out. Everyone seemed uncomfortable by him, but the parents didn't even bother correcting him. They were too absorbed in their own luxury to care. Mom had her purse sprawled open on the empty seat next to her, headphones on, watching a movie, completely ignoring her kid's increasingly obnoxious behavior. But about halfway through the flight, things got serious. I suddenly heard loud commotion coming from first class. A flight attendant rushed past me, clearly panicked. Minutes later, the captain's voice came urgently over the speakers. "If there's a doctor on board, we have an urgent medical emergency in first class. Here's the thing. I actually am a doctor, coincidentally enough." And so, I stood up and headed